Poznan's full official name is, hold on, yeah, I definitely cannot pronounce that. Its official name is this, that translates to the capital city of Poznan. You might be saying, isn't Warsaw the capital of Poland? Well, yes, it is. However, way before Poland was Poland, Poznan was the center of political power in the early Polish state. During the early years of the Piast dynasty, Poznan used to be the seat of power for Polish leaders. This forgotten capital of Poland still holds great cultural, religious, and economical importance. It is the fifth largest city in Poland and the capital of the Greater Poland Voivodeship, a city located right in the middle between two European capitals, Warsaw and Berlin. It is the perfect place to experience real and authentic Polish culture without the massive touristy crowds. Come on and let's figure out how to arrive in Poznan. I want to start by apologizing for the utter butchering of the Polish language you all are about to see. With that being said, here we go. Poznan has the second busiest train station in Poland, only behind Wrocław Główny. A little bit of useful information is that Główny roughly translates to main in English. So whenever you see that word, assume it is referring to the main station of the city. Thus, Poznan Główny railway station is the main station of Poznan, located just outside of the city center. Poznan Główny's first iteration was built in 1879 and quickly became a tourist attraction due to its beautiful red brick exterior. Unfortunately, it was destroyed at the end of World War II during the 1945 Battle of Poznan. In its post-war iteration, it was rebuilt in a classicist style that completely transformed its facade, and in later years, modern features were added. The current station is a completely new building constructed right where the 1879 building once stood. This new building was part of the city's preparation to be a host city for Euro 2012. In addition to the new train station, the city built a shopping mall next to the station that is nowadays called Avenida. This station has 16 platforms that are serviced by 5 railway lines. These lines connect Poznan to several national and international destinations. Plus, the station has connections to Poznan's buses, night buses, and tram lines, which have their respective stops located just outside of the train station. The public transportation in Poznan is extensive, so you will be able to get almost anywhere in the city after arriving by train. You can get to Poznan directly from many other Polish cities, such as Gdansk, Kraków, Wrocław, and Warsaw. Trains from Gdansk take almost 3 hours and depart from Gdansk main station. Direct trains from Kraków take anywhere from just a little bit under 5 hours to 5 hours and a half. There are 2 routes trains from Kraków follow. One follows the Wrocław-Poznan line and another one that follows the Kluczbork-Poznan line. Alternatively, you can arrive from Kraków by transferring trains in Warsaw. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but it takes about the same time to reach Poznan this way. This is because the Warsaw-Kraków line is serviced by high-speed trains with a max operational speed of above 200 km per hour, shortening an otherwise longer route. Trains from Wrocław are the shortest ones, only taking about 1 hour and 30 minutes. This route is very busy as it also connects to international trains departing from Wrocław to Germany, the Czech Republic, Hungary, Austria, and even the Ukrainian border. And we cannot forget about trains from Warsaw, the capital of the country. Trains from Warsaw Central Railway Station take about 2 hours and 30 minutes. However, if you are leaving from any other station in Warsaw, travel time will differ slightly. Besides its Polish destinations, Poznan's proximity to Germany allows easy access to Berlin and other German cities along the way. Trains connecting Poznan to Berlin take only 2 hours and 43 minutes, meaning it takes almost the same time to arrive in Poznan from the Polish capital than from the German capital. At this point, I'd like to tell you a little bit about how Polish trains work. As I mentioned before, there are high-speed trains in Poland, but they are not widely spread as of 2025. The only 2 lines that have true high-speed sections are the Warsaw-Gdansk line and the Warsaw-Katowice/Kraków line. These routes have allowed the introduction of express intercity premium trains that are the best types of Polish trains there are. They are known to be more comfortable and often arranged in a 2-2 configuration for second class and a 2-1 configuration for first class. In contrast, express intercity trains can only function at a top speed of 200 km per hour, but tend to be slightly cheaper than their premium counterparts. Both Express Intercity Premium and Express Intercity trains have less stops, hence the Express on their names, as well as having well-defined first and second classes and only being available between major cities. These express trains should not be mistaken with the non-express intercity ones, which I will refer to as IC trains. IC trains make more stops than the previously mentioned ones, but are quite similar to express intercity trains. Actually, express intercity trains and IC trains, for the most part, only differ on the amount of stops they make and the routes they operate. A few number of IC trains might not have first class or a dining car, but those trains only service short routes. Finally, the TLK trains are long-distance trains that stop frequently and cruise at lower speeds than intercity trains. Train journeys on TLKs are significantly longer, but are significantly cheaper too. Which train option is best for you depends on your budget and how fast you need to get to your destination. When buying train tickets in Poland, try to always buy from the official PKP Intercity website that I have linked in the description box. However, as a heads up, the website is not that user-friendly, so you'll need to be patient. Plus, Polish trains for domestic routes cannot be purchased earlier than 30 days in advance. International routes make tickets available about 60 days before the departure date. Another public transportation option is to take a bus to reach Poznan. The city's main bus station is located right next to Poznan Główny railway station. This bus station is mainly serviced by Flixbus Polska, that has bus routes from almost anywhere in Poland and several international destinations. Plus, there are other smaller bus companies that connect Poznan with Ukraine, Belarus, and Moldova. You can get to Poznan from any city in Poland directly, and from these international destinations serviced by Flixbus. Obviously, buses take longer than trains when trying to get to Poznan. To give you an idea, buses from Warsaw take about 3 hours and 45 minutes, and from Kraków they take anywhere from 6 hours to 9 hours. In comparison to train travel times, this represents an increase of more than 1 hour per route. In terms of pricing, buses and trains tend to have similar prices. In my opinion, trains are a better option than buses. Yet, it is important to always have a plan B. A more private alternative to arriving in Poznan is to drive there. Poland is a good country to drive in as it is relatively flat and its highway network system is top-notch. Despite how complicated the Polish language is, the road signs are quite obvious and easy to understand. However, there are two things you need to be aware of when driving in Poland. One is how fast Polish people drive, and the other one is that you might need to have an International Driver's Permit, or IDP. Polish people are known for driving extremely fast. It is not uncommon that they treat highways as racing tracks. Plus, they will tailgate anyone they deem to be driving too slow. Road rage incidents are not common, but I would recommend to move over and let them pass whenever possible to avoid any potential issues. Unfortunately, this is a countrywide problem, and it would be completely understandable if that deters you from wanting to drive in Poland. An international driver's permit is a requirement to drive in countries that are part of the 1968 Vienna Convention on Road Traffic. People from Canada, the United States, Ireland, Australia, and New Zealand are some of the nationalities that require an IDP to drive in Poland. These permits are not too hard to obtain. For example, in the US, any local AAA office can issue one before your departure. Yet, do not believe that you can just not get one, because Polish police could give you a fine or even tow your vehicle if you do not have one. If you have a driver's license from a country that has signed and ratified this treaty, then you won't need to get an IDP. In case you choose to drive to Poznan, here is how long it takes to get there from major Polish cities and Berlin. From Warsaw, it takes about 3 hours and 10 minutes. From Kraków, it takes 4 hours and 45 minutes. From Wrocław, it takes just over 2 hours, and from Gdansk or Berlin, it takes 3 hours and 20 minutes. When arriving by air travel, Poznan has its own airport located 5 kilometers or 3.1 miles from the city center. Poznan-Ławica Henryk Wieniawski Airport was built in 1913 and is one of the oldest airports in all of Poland. The airport has several regular scheduled and charter flights that made it the sixth busiest Polish airport in 2024, with 3.6 million passengers using the airport that year. The airlines that operate regular scheduled flights include Fly Dubai, KLM, LOT Polish Airlines, Lufthansa, Ryanair, Scandinavian Airlines, and Wizz Air. Here is a list of Poznan Airport's destinations. Despite many airlines servicing the airport, it is not extremely well connected because many of its flights are chartered flights. Thus, the best options to reach the airport are LOT's flights from Warsaw, Lufthansa's flights from Munich and Frankfurt, or KLM's flights from Amsterdam. Yet, always check with the different airlines that fly to the airport, as there might be really good deals you cannot pass on. Especially when Ryanair has deals that make you overlook it is Ryanair. As you can see from the airport's floor plan, the airport is not that big. Therefore, be mindful of its basic amenities and limited food options. Alternatively, there are other not-so-nearby airports that are more well-connected. Of course, top of that list is Warsaw's main airport, Warsaw Chopin Airport. It is the busiest airport in Poland, while being a central hub for LOT Polish Airlines and a focus city for Wizz Air. The airport has daily flights to North America, the Middle East, Ethiopia, China, India, and all over Europe. You can fly to 127 destinations around the world, serviced by 34 airlines. It is located 309 kilometers away from Poznan. Even closer to Poznan, we can find Berlin-Brandenburg Airport, that is located 251 kilometers to the west of the city. Arriving from this airport takes about the same time as arriving from Warsaw Chopin. Berlin-Brandenburg has a greater number of destinations and airlines that fly there. However, it feels less connected than Warsaw Chopin, as it is not a hub for any airlines. Nevertheless, it is a very good alternative to Poznan Airport. Smaller airports that you can fly into are Krakow Jean Paul II International Airport, Gdańsk Lech Wałęsa Airport, and Wrocław Nicolaus Copernicus Airport. Poznan is a place where Poland's past and present intersect, where medieval cathedrals meet modern shopping centers, and the city's cobblestone streets are contrasted by its young and energetic vibe. From its pivotal role in the birth of the Polish state to its strategic location between two major European capitals, Poznan allows you to discover a version of Poland that's vibrant, authentic, and often overlooked. Hopefully this video has awakened your desire to get to know Poland. And what better than starting your adventure in Poznan? If you have any questions regarding how to arrive in Poznan, please write them down in the comment section and I will try to answer them. Please consider subscribing and leaving a like. God bless you and have a great day.